you say is the most effective way of making $1 million?
It depends on your skill set and the timeline. Because if you want to do it effectively over 30 years, it's going to be a lot less hassle, a lot easier than trying to do it in 5 years. One of my most viral clips on social media, I was talking to a kid. He called into the Ramsey show. He's 19. He said, "Hey, how do I turn $100,000 into $1 million by the time I'm 26 or 25?" I said, why are you trying to make 900 grand on your money in 5 or 6 years? And he said, I don't know. It's just a question. There was no real theory behind it, no real goal behind it. It was out of fear. He just said, I need money now while I'm young because I'm scared I'm going to end up like my parents or retire broke or do something I hate. So I think when it comes to that question, you've got to look at your motive behind it and the urgency behind it. And so for me, the way I actually did it, it took 9 years. I invested in my company 401k, 15%. I was debt free with an emergency fund. Beyond that, I got a reasonable house, small mortgage, paid it off aggressively. That house appreciated in value, rolled that into the next house, kept investing 15%. And that's all I've done. And over time, the home value that's completely paid for, 100% equity, plus the investment accounts, that equaled $1 million. And that took 9 years. So the most effective way is investing 15% of your income and getting a house and paying it off. Those two things combined are all you need to have a net worth of $1 million. Now, if you're wanting a cash millionaire, meaning you have $1 million in cash, well, your savings rate is going to be more important than the return if you're trying to do it in a short amount of time. Because the chances are the market's not going to give you 500%. The chances are you didn't get in Bitcoin 10 years ago and now it's 1,000x'd. And so I would say take as much of your income as you can, live on as little as you can, and throw the rest into the market, into an index fund outside of retirement, if that's your goal, to have it in the next 5 or 10 years. Because basic math says you save 100 grand a year, in 10 years you'll have $1 million. Even if you didn't invest it, just in a checking account. And so if I can then invest that money, I might be able to put 500,000 in and it can grow to $1 million over a period of time. So the most effective way to me for the everyman is investing into the market, into mutual funds and index funds. That's the better way to do it with your own income. I don't know of a cooler way.
OnlyFans.
Right. So let me take a stab at this real quick. Hop in real quick. For one, I don't think he properly heard the question. He said, how do you make $1 million? He talked about how you can have $1 million in assets, right? So a lot of people don't know. This is George Kimmel. Big personality off the Dave Ramsey show. Again, I'm an advocate of Dave Ramsey, his core principles, but a lot of people don't understand that Dave Ramsey's teachings and principles are for everyday 9 to 5 working people. The things that Dave Ramsey teach doesn't always apply for the high income earners. The 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure earners, it just doesn't apply that way. And that doesn't mean that the more you make means that your life will be better off financially, because we can obviously see naturally humans spend. The more they make, the more they spend naturally. Their lifestyle increases. But when it comes to the 19-year-old kid, he want to hustle. It don't matter. So what? He wanted to get a $900,000 return, $900,000 in 5 years. He want to hustle, and that's okay. But from this standpoint, and he'll never veer off from what Dave Ramsey teaches, because obviously he will be out of a job. But more than likely, most millionaires, borderline millionaires, most of their wealth comes from real estate. Now, there's a caveat to this. Most of people's net worth comes from real estate, but if you got $1 million net worth, and let's just say $600,000 of it comes from your home, if you ain't able to tap into it or do anything with it, does it really matter? No, it's just dead money sitting in the water. It's just dead money sitting in the water. It's good to have. It's just like this. Just a piece of paper, just something to look at on paper. Can't do anything with it, right? I believe the 6 months emergency fund, I do. I do believe in investing at least 10% of your net income, not your gross, 10% of your net income into the market. The other 10% of your net income should go into your savings outside of your 6-month emergency fund. And then everything else, start a business, invest in other people's businesses, whatever. But let's continue.
It's one way. I don't know if you've seen what I got going on. Not cut out for it. I'm much more cut out to give financial advice on YouTube. How about you guys? Do you have any other strategies that you're gatekeeping?
Effective way would be, I mean, it's I don't want to say guaranteed, but it's a hard thing to fail when you're just saving up money and investing it into an index fund. So I would say that's probably the most effective way. Although that's not the way that I would tell my friends. The way I would tell my friends would just be continue to work on your skill set to earn more money.
Absolutely.
Because,
Absolutely.
although, yeah, sure, you.
Absolutely. Now, this is what I'm talking about, right? I was going to say it, and I'm glad they said it. Man, stocks is cool. Stocks is real cool, especially over the last couple of years. This year alone, I've gotten a 63.5% rate of return on my money out of the stock market. I've beaten the S&P this year. I've beaten the Dow. I've beaten everybody, right? Obviously, that's another video in itself. I could probably teach you guys what to look for when investing in companies, but your biggest wealth gainer is going to be a skill, self-development. What value can you bring to the marketplace that everybody needs that would be willing to pay you money for? That is the quickest way you're going to be a millionaire. The quickest way. Think about it. From the Jeff Bezos to the Teslas, Warren Buffett. Obviously, Warren Buffett was an investor first, but then he took the assets and went into different ventures. Even Henry Ford. He created a solution that got rid of the way they did transportation back in the early 1900s, and he became a multi-millionaire back then. You got to come up with some type of skill set that the world needs and you can provide them with. The number one way.
Can end up making $1 million. The former way, it would end up taking a while. So I would just say, build up your skill set, try to earn a lot of money, and then invest the money, and hopefully that grows as well. Buy assets, not liabilities, and then you'll end up being worth $1 million.
Yeah. Personally, I think online sales, because it's scalable, and anything with sales, you could get good at it. Like, you don't have to be naturally great at sales.
Are you saying like start a store, like a Shopify, or are you saying be in a sales job?
I think a sales job is really important. But if you could merge sales with something that's online.
Sales and marketing?
Sales and marketing, something like that.
So figure out what a product a lot of people want is and get really good at selling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a great way. Again, that's a skill set I don't have to go sell something on Amazon and sell a bajillion of it and make the spread. That's not in my wheelhouse. Not something I'm even interested in doing. What's interesting about the question, though, I love to ask this. This is my new favorite question to ask anybody who has a financial goal. I say, and then what? You make $1 million, and then what? If you can't quit the people.
The ad came on, so that's the end of that video. But you make $1 million, and then what? It's time to move the ladder. The truth is, guys, you'll never be satisfied. Humans will never truly be satisfied, and I think that's what gives a lot of us purpose, a lot of us men anyway, right? Because once you get to one goalpost, it's time to move it. It's time to move it. Another challenge, another something to go after. That's what it's all about. Okay? You might not be making 6 figures right now, right? You might be at 60. What you got to do to get to that 100? Whether it's a promotion at your job, whether you got to get a side hustle. Now you at 100. Okay, now you know what 100 feel like. You're going to be like, man, this is it. This is it. All right, man, I'm going for 150. 2 years go by, 3 years go by, you finally hit the 150. You're like, damn. Let's go for $250,000. So on and so forth. You got to keep progressing, man, but ultimately, you got two sides to this, man. Your regular 9-to-5er, the quickest way is obviously through real estate and investing in the stock market. But if you have that bigger mindset, that bigger brain to where you can provide a skill set or start a business that the world will need, people in your community will need, and they're willing to pay you for it, it's going to 10x your ability to get to that $1 million than working for somebody else. And that's just what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I love you guys. I appreciate you continuing to rock with me. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.